Uzamere. My address is 1209 Loring Avenue, apartment 6B as in boy, Brooklyn, New York, 11208.
Okay. And on the line, there's a representative from TSI.
Yeah, what is the representative's name?
He's going to identify himself.
I'm sorry?
Oscar Richardson.
Oscar Richardson. Okay. And Mr. Richardson, I'm just looking in my records, and I see that I do have a March 9th document that seems to have been sent over. So, anyway, I'm looking for the record. There seems to has been some discrepancy. So you requested this fair hearing, Ms. Uzamere, because you disagree with the determination of the inadequacy of Bill Protective Services.
It's not inadequate, it's unnecessary.
And the hearing...
It's not inadequate, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Okay. It would be, from a legal point of view, it would be a violation of Title 31 of the U.S. Code, Section 3729 to 3731. It would be a false claim, because I am not in need of the services.
Okay. So the hearing proceeds as follows. Each side presents its case through testimony and the introduction of documents, and each side can ask questions of the other side. After the hearing is complete, the record is sent to Albany, and the commissioner will render the decision. And Mr. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Richardson, is there an open case right now?
Yes, ma'am, it is. There was an open case. The case was opened up on 12/20/20.
Okay. And was it a JASA case, and then it went to TSI?
Yes, ma'am, it did, yes.
Okay. And all right. Now, did you send record? I see one document indicating one document which doesn't have any kind of assessments or anything. It just says, oh, and this is actually, you know what? This document is from the appellant, I think. I don't think I have any documents from, it says TSI services are not needed. This was on March 9th. I plan to file a complaint with citizenship or a green card holder to ensure that he did not render this illegal decision. He is afraid to be deported. So let me just, the case opened, but I don't have any record. So what is the agency, or what is TSI's role here?
Well, originally, basically the referral was originally in JASA, and then it was referred to TSI. It was stated that the client is not, taking her meds, which presents a risk of danger to herself for not taking her medications and stuff.
Are there evaluations in your case file that
well, like I said, I'm having a problem with my internet here, and my supervisor did forward the information over to OTDA, and I'm just trying to get a copy of it. And as you know, when you really need something, with the technology, never really cooperates to let you, do what you need to do. I recently went out and did an assessment on this Uzamere, and I found apartment was in order. She'd originally applied for a one-shot deal. She was in arrears of over $2,000, which was approved. And she had food. She presented to me as that she can handle her ADOs without any issues. And I guess the main issue TSI was concerned about was her taking her meds. And we tried to do a evaluation back in I think it was on January 25th, and we were not able to contact Miss Uzamere. Dr. Beard did call her, and she hung up, and then she called him back later and stated that if he persisted in calling, she would, sue the agency. Him.
Okay.
Okay, excuse me first. Excuse me. Excuse me. First of all, I made the complaint. You should be listening to me first because I'm the complainant.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm also letting you know that this conversation.
I mean, I was going to hear the agency's position and give you.
That's not the way it's done, ma'am. That's not the way it's done, ma'am. The way it's done is that the complainant speaks first.
Ma'am, you don't need to be yelling at me.
And you do not need to break the law, ma'am. If you break the law anymore, I'll go after your license.
If you can't have a hearing without yelling, then we will do this another day.
Now, I am the complainant. I go first. Now.
Fine. I won't. Go ahead.
Now, the reason I made the complaint is that there are three. Let me read to you the criteria. Okay? Do not make legal mistakes with me anymore, ma'am. I have a lawsuit. I'm getting ready to file it in federal court. The name of my lawsuit is Cheryl D. Uzamere versus that. Excuse me. Various Babylonian, Talmudic, Ashkenazi Jewish leaders as a hate group. A few months ago, I filed a petition for writ of certiorari to the Supreme Court of the United States. The number of that case is 20-149. Ma'am, I am well versed in the law and I am familiar with legal procedure.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Really nice. So,
I know it's nice, ma'am, but please, may I finish? Excuse me. Okay, now, as far as fair hearing procedure goes, I was supposed to go first, not him.
Okay, ma'am, you've made that point.
All right, so I'm going to ask you again not to make any more legal mistakes. I'm really, really smart. Now, the reason I made the
What do you want the fair hearing for?
Now, the reason I filed the fair hearing is that according to social service law, let me read it. Excuse me. There's only 3 reasons for social service, for APS services to be engaged. 1, obviously, because there's either a physical or a mental health issue. 2 is because the person that has the physical or mental health issue cannot take care of themselves. And 3, because there is no one available or willing to assist the individual. Those are the only 3 criteria. There are no other. There is no issue with regarding whether I am or am not taking meds. My medical information is covered by HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, and unless either one of you pull up subpoena, you have no legal right to ask me if I am or am not taking meds. That is also not one of the criteria that is set in social service law. The only criteria set in social service law is, am I physically or mentally disabled? The answer to that is yes. The second is, am I incapable of taking care of myself or capable of taking care of myself? As Mr. Richardson indicated, he talked out of turn, but as he indicated, one, my house is super clean. Two, all my bills are paid. And as of yesterday, if Mr. Richardson's going to talk, as of yesterday, I've made an arrangement with Mr. Richardson. I won a family court case. Family court case I won. I asked for spousal support, and I don't want Mr. Richardson in my house. I told him I'd meet him someplace, and I met him at the McDonald's. I drove there. I have a car. I prepared my own papers for family court, and I won the case. I am in no need of your services, and if someone is or is not willing to take care of me in the event that I'm not able to take care of myself, that question has already been answered. There was a fair hearing. It took place 2 weeks and 2 days ago with JASA. There's a decision there. So if you all come up with a decision different than the one that was rendered with JASA, it's going to look really...
Do you have that fair hearing? Do you have that fair hearing number?
I do.
Can you give it to me so I can look at it?
Yes. Hold on, please. Hold on.
I mean, the reason I asked for the information from Mr. Richardson is because I was not provided with any information.
Understood that, ma'am, but you asked out of turn.
So,
I understand,
okay?
but you asked out of turn.
So, if you have a fair hearing number, that would be really helpful.
Yeah. Hold on. There is not a... hold on. Let me have the papers in front of me. Unfortunately...
Yeah.
There's a fair hearing. The fair hearing, I am identified as, you mean the FH number?
Yeah.
Yeah, the FH number I have here is 8243341Y. That decision was rendered.
8243341Y.
8243341Y.
Okay.
And that was the decision that was rendered against JASA.
Okay.
TSINY is an offshoot of JASA. Yeah, so there's no reason. This is false claims at its worst, because they're just an offshoot of JASA, and that JASA question has already been answered. It was answered less than a month ago.
Okay, let me see. There's a decision here.
And it's not just that the decision was rendered a month ago. I've already started my, a motion, Article 78, motion to compel, because the decision that was rendered in this case is that I have someone that's willing to take care of me. While that's a true statement, the decision is legally wrong. Ma'am, I have no major bills now. My rent is paid. My car note is paid. My car insurance is paid. My telephones, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I see what happened. Hold on. It looks like there was the agency did not appear.
No, they didn't.
And this is a problem. It says Frank Seminario is the judge. And hold on, it says you requested that fair hearing in January.
Yeah.
And it says that the case was rejected, that she is someone willing and able to assist her responsibly, i.e. her daughter.
Yeah, the thing is, although that's what Mr. Seminario said, he didn't have a legal right to make that decision, because that's not what was represented in the case record. The case record doesn't represent that. I live alone. I've been in the same apartment since 1998. I write my own legal papers. I have a business. I'm in something called Social Security Administration's PATH program. It's a program to achieve self-sufficiency because I have an at-home business. I am a New York State notary. Ma'am, I need your services for nothing. If this passes and they turn around and they say...
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Something's very strange. It says the evidence establishes on January 20th, the appellant's APS case was rejected.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you testified you weren't interested in APS, so this judge said there was no issue because you weren't disputing it.
No, that's not true. I did dispute it, ma'am. I did dispute it.
But no, I understand. But for as far as the fair hearable issue, for whatever reason, if they decided, they said you weren't eligible, and you said you don't want their services, so there's no issue.
Or that's what they said.
You know what I'm saying?
Technically there is. Technically there is.
Never reason.
Okay, technically there's a reason because the reason that they gave is that there was somebody that's willing to take care of me. Someone willing to take care of me is not the same thing as someone actually doing it. I live alone, ma'am.
They had the wrong reason, but there's no dispute. You didn't want justice services. And they decided you weren't eligible for them, so there really wasn't anything for the fair hearing to deal with.
And that's what the decision basically says. Yeah, and that's what the decision basically says. To be honest, I'm pretty much finished with because I don't like the way the decision ended because it gives the impression that I'm not stable, that I'm not mentally stable, and that there's someone out there that will take care of me or that is taking care of me, and that's not true. But I'm in the process of addressing that. I'm just about finished my Article 78.
But that's not, okay, but that's, so I guess my question is, how did this end up, if Johnson rejected the case, how did Mr. Richardson, how did this end up with TSI?
Within days of just...
The case was referred it was referred back on 3-4 back to, it came to TSI on 3-4. It was made, another referral was made by Gilly in HRA. Okay,
so then this is a brand new case.
No, ma'am, that's wrong. No, ma'am, that's wrong. No, ma'am, that's wrong. TSI came to my house in January. In fact, they showed up in my house the same day that I had to drive down to the welfare center to get the one-shot deal. Mr. Richardson just showed up. That was in January. I didn't even know that he was coming. At the time that he showed up, I was in my apartment. I was putting the finishing touches of a document that I'd uploaded to my website and that I also was getting ready to submit to the welfare center regarding my request for a one-shot deal. He just showed up. I didn't even know that he was coming. But I figured, well, he's here. I'm not going to make a stink because I'm not going to make a stink. So I just let him in. And not knowing that he's coming, he'll let you. The last thing that Mr. Richardson said before he walked out the door, I asked him, how does my place look? And his exact words was, immaculate. My apartment, you can eat off the floors in my apartment. I have an office in my apartment. I have office space here. On the front of my door, I have a security camera. At this point, my rent is paid. My rent's paid. I have two major telephones, the home phone and the business phone. I have a business named Uzamere Word Processing and More and African Diasporal Enterprises. Those bills are paid. My rent is paid. I have two refrigerators full of food. My car note is paid. My car insurance is paid. I live alone. It is not a matter that I have someone that can take care of me. I am physically and mentally able to care for myself, and I've been doing it since 1998. So the issue is not...
Can I just ask you, how old are you?
62.
Okay. And do you receive any benefits, or do you get...
Yes, I receive about $1,700 a month, and I pay my bills with it.
Okay. Do you get Social Security?
SSDI and SSI. The reason I get SSI, I'm in a program, the Social Security program called Program to Achieve Self-Support. I wanted to start a business. One of the things that a person has to do if they want to receive services from Social Security Administration's PASS program, you have to write a business plan. I wrote an in-depth business plan, but not only that, I uploaded it to my website. I build websites. I've built 3. I've built websites for others. Ma'am, I write my own legal papers. I've written papers all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. The last paper I wrote was paper number 6. There are attorneys that have not achieved my level of legal expertise. Ma'am, I do not need you all service. And if they're forced on me, I'll file a complaint with the United States.
How much is your rent?
$506 a month, and it's paid. You check with New York City Housing, they're going to tell you it's paid.
Okay. So you did have some rent arrears at some point, and you got a one-shot deal.
And they paid it. And since then, I don't owe them. At this point, I owe them no money. Okay. I paid my rent and paid it on time. I don't pay my rent.
Do you get SNAP benefits?
Yes.
Okay. And so, Mr. Richardson.
Yes, ma'am.
So you did an evaluation. You saw that her rent is being paid. There's food in her house. Her apartment is clean. Why is the agency? She doesn't want your services.
And I don't need them.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be, at any kind of risk. Is the agency continuing to want to be on this case? I mean, what is the purpose of it?
All right. Basically, we originally tried to do an evaluation on January 25th just to see exactly whether Miss Uzamere is capable of making decisions for herself. She didn't want to take part of that. She felt that she really didn't need it. So my position as a caseworker, like I said, I went to her house. My job was to make sure she had food. The apartment was immaculate. Her bills were paid. She's able to make decisions for herself. Pay her bills. Drives a car. I don't have any issues myself. If it was up to me, I would close the case. But they feel that since she's not handling her medical regimen, that's the issue.
They don't know if I am or am not handling my medical regimen. They do not know that. I have not discussed it with them. HIPAA is, excuse me.
In other words, the agency, I'm speaking, in other words, the agency's position above your individual position is to stay on the case, so you are not in a position to stipulate to close the case. Is that correct?
That is correct. The only thing they really wanted to do was another evaluation.
It doesn't look like you're going to get that evaluation, and I don't know why I haven't heard any reason that this seems like that would warrant that kind of intrusion to somebody who really doesn't want it.
Right.
So,
and it's not just that. It's not. If you don't mind my saying, ma'am, it's not just that. If I can finish, it's not just that. I'm speaking in terms of the law. According to social service law, the services that are supposed to be rendered are the least restrictive based upon my situation, and the least restrictive services based upon my current situation is none. I need them for nothing. I need them for nothing.
They haven't raised any. It seems you're correct. They haven't raised any issue that seems to warrant them to do any further evaluation. They haven't raised anything.
No.
So
And as far as therapy or medication, that's none of their business.
Certainly. Okay. So, is there anything else from the agency before we close? Anything else from TSI before we close?
No, ma'am. I just, like I said, I did my assessment, and I'm satisfied that the client is able to, she showed that she's able to manage her ADOs, the apartment was clean, had plenty of food. She met my, requirements of the assessment there.
Okay. Anything else in closing from the appellant?
No, ma'am.
Yeah?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, you will get a decision in the mail, and that's that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Testimony.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you very much, Ms.
Right.
Badner. Oh, I'm just letting you all know, I hope you all don't mind. Hello, this conversation was videotaped. Just letting you know. Have a good day.
Videotape?
Yeah, it was videotaped.
My video. I mean, okay, you can do whatever you want.
I know.
But
and I do it all the time.
Okay. But this is the recorded hearing will be the official recorded hearing.
I understood. I'm just going to take my decision and upload it to YouTube.
Whatever you do on your end, nobody has any control over what you're going to do on your end.
That's right.
Okay, but if there's an official recording of this hearing is being done, and that's through the state WebEx system. Okay? So I just want to clarify that.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Y'all do what y'all do, I do what I do.
Okay.
All right.
That seems to be the case.
All right.
Okay. Have a good day.
Same to you.
Quick question. If I ever get my internet, would you still like that information, or you really don't need to make your decision?
If you haven't sent it to Ms. Uzamere, then if she didn't receive it, then don't send it to me. I'll have the commissioner will issue a decision based on the record today. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye. Wasting my fucking time to offer me some shit. Get the fuck out of here.